My name is João Pedro Trovão. I'm a general co-chair of this VPPC 14 editions. And today we have the presentation of an industrial partner, BMW, with the title of the speech is presented. The speech is presented by Engineer Rui Bica from BMW Portugal, and the title is BMW Visions for Electric Mobility. Engineer Rui Bica is BMW E coordinator at BMW Portugal, BMW Group, graduated in Mechanical Engineering by Instituto Superior de Engenharia de Lisboa, consultant and technical experience in automotive market since 1992, worked in several areas including operation, products development, pricing, quality and sales, product development approach with heavy emphasis on customer focus, electric mobility and fleet management, brand representative at the Portuguese Association for the electric vehicle. Please, Engineer Rui Bica, the floor is yours.
Obrigado for this wonderful days that we have been here. A lot of interesting content in all the workshops and all the rooms, and I hope, and the challenge that was launched is to bring and share with you the vision of the manufacturer in terms of electric mobility, electric vehicles, and the future of service and products in the car industry. So I would like also to apologize because last night my throat stopped working, so I hope my voice doesn't shut down, so I will talk very, very slowly and try to arrive to the end of this presentation. So, first of all, most of the people that I'm able to present this short presentation have the thought that the car manufacturer has only the objective to sell cars. The number one strategy of BMW Group is to become the leading provider of premium products and service for individual mobility. By the way, we sell cars. So it's a completely different point of view and approach, and mobility and the major cities are the point of focus of all manufacturers, and we have several forces that cause this action. But first of all, 1 minute of a film. I have several films in my presentation that translate in a very simple way the meaning and the effort of the BMW Group in order to achieve the objectives.
The world is changing. The way we live, the way we travel, the way we move throughout our cities. We want useful information that helps us find our way. We want suggestions to help us discover the things we like. We want flexible solutions that enable us to live freely and responsibly. The world is changing, and we are driving this change. With the new intelligent mobility services from BMW I, born electric.
So, driving force, the world is changing. It's true, we know all of it, are aware of this. And these are the 6 major driving force that drove BMW Group on this strategy. So environment, everybody knows, and we have, during these days, already talked about it, this. Urbanization also. So we are predicting a big flux of the whole population to the big cities, and we are assisting that the population is growing and moving to the urban places. About regulation, the common user is not aware about the policies that are in place and the penalties that all car manufacturers will pay if don't accomplish the level of emissions. So they are so huge that could result that some brands will disappear from the market if they get this kind of penalties because don't attend on the emission levels. So we start to work on this several years ago with the efficient dynamic strategy, and BMW Y is the sub-brand created for these purposes. The economy, everybody knows that the numbers count everywhere, so it is a driving force also. The culture and the values are changing, but most of all, and all of this, by the end of the day, must merge with the customer expectations. So BMW customers expect that the brand will provide this kind of products, but with the standards that they are used on the traditional products from BMW. So this is a huge project that doesn't start yesterday or last week. We are talking about several years of projects to arrive today to the vehicles and the products that are outside. And one more time, I invite every one of you to try it and to experiment. So we start to transform the Mini E, and take a look on the renewable energies, the potential of the market that are in place, the change of the sceneries of the urbanization, and the Mini E was a product transformation, so it only two passengers. The rest of the car were batteries, and allow us to start this movement and to get some results. Then we upgrade in 2011 to the Active-E. It's a 1 Series coupe that is also transformed, but remains with the 4 seats, and the batteries were distributed by the front, by the middle of the car, and on the trunk. So it was a car that was used, and on the early days today, it still be used. For example, on the Drive Now car sharing product of the BMW in San Francisco and Munich. Often when I go to Munich, I don't use any taxis. I use the car sharing program from BMW, the Drive Now, and sometimes, time to time, I'll be able to have an Active-E available to use. So with this car, we start to contact our customers, our fleet, our corporate customers, and ask them, and if you, on your daily business, be able to use an electric vehicle. So we start to have some experience. The customers start to identify some issues on the daily business, and this allows us to measure the degree of acceptance and what will be the requirements in terms of service and infrastructure that will be needed in order to use an electric vehicle on a daily business without any kind of anxiety or stress. And all the plus and deltas of the program were measured and result on the BMW i3. Last year, we are almost performing 1 year of sales, and if you are aware of the news on the markets global, and also in Portugal, we are leading the sales of electric vehicles by far. Take a look on the rest of the model's existence. And we are convinced that with some measures that the government are in position to approve right now, the next year will be a strong year and a strong year of growing on this segment. Touching a little bit on the cars. So this is a Born Electric, as you see on the film. What that means? That means that the greater part of the models that you know are transforming vehicles from traditional combustion engines to electric vehicles. We decide to design a model. All the models for BMW i are specific designed to be electric, And this means, for example, on the i3 and i8 share this kind of strategy. We have a live model, so where the passengers are, made of carbon fiber reinforced plastic. It is patented from BMW, and for this reason, we use large quantities of carbon fiber that any manufacturer uses until today. The e-drive model, it is the chassis, as you know. It is a recycled aluminum, so light weight, it is the main constraint, together with the live model, allow us to have a very light vehicle to compensate the weight of the batteries package that is in the floor of the car. So, but this allows us to produce a vehicle with BMW DNA. What this means, every BMW has a share of weight of 50-50% in each axle, real wheel drive, so the pleasure, the driving pleasure, as the other models has of the brand. A very low center of gravity, so if you have the pleasure to drive the vehicle, you will feel that the car is a little bit tall, but the center of gravity is very low. So this allows us to have a very dynamic usage of the car. And to use on the city is very simple because the reduced turning cycle will allow us to do some maneuvers with very simplicity and without stress. Just a comparison to the vehicles, the rest of the vehicles that we put in there are random shoes, but just to have an idea, with a regular BMW, a 1 Series, the car is almost 200 kilos lighter. So it is a relation of power, train, and weight very ambitious. So we have 170 horsepower to less than 1,200 kilos. This allows us to have a very sportive values and to be very fun to drive. But this is not only the vehicle. A lot of manufacturers use your EVs to put on the pricing table, and that's it. It is not the strategy for BMW, and the top left SGL factory is a plant that BMW built in Moses Lake in a joint venture with Boeing to produce carbon fiber. It is the first facility in the world that produces carbon fiber in the very large quantities. And I have a little film to share with you. And the last news is that this plant will start to produce on 3-shift continuous mass production. But the movie will explain better.
Moses Lake facility utilizes a high level of energy for the processes, mainly the ovens, much more than the other plants in the supply chain. Because of this, we have to make absolute sure that we're using renewable, low-cost energy for the program. And based on this, we had to select a site and an area that could provide a low-cost, energy-efficient, sustainable power supply. This is a fantastic place. 3 years ago, a site selection committee searched the globe for the location of our new site. We chose Moses Lake for various reasons: the exceptional workforce, land availability, and of course the main reason, the hydropower. The Columbia River Basin is the most hydroelectrically developed river system in the world. The Wanapum and Priest Rapids dams provide a low-cost, renewable energy source for the Moses Lake facility that fits well with our sustainability model. My team here reaches for the stars. They see that we can go well beyond any of the others in the industry, and we're marching down that road today.
Carbon fiber, it's a brand new plant, moved with hydric power. And then the carbon fiber come to Leipzig to a plant that already exists, but it was extended almost to the double of the size and have some big improvements in terms of efficiency. We are talking about a plant that is autonomous on power. The plant doesn't use power from the grid, has 4 wind turbo generators that produce 2 megawatts each. So this allows to have sustainable energy to produce sustainable vehicles. In order of the other parts of the assemblage, the painting process is one of the processes that consume a lot of water. I don't know if you have this idea, but a plant, a factory of vehicles use something like the same amount of water than a small village. So this has a big impact on the costs and on the planet. So the work that was made is in order to reduce the amount of consumption of the water and energy in this percentage that is shared with you. But in the same way, let's see how the BMW i3 is produced.
At BMW's Leipzig plant, the future has already begun. Instead of car bodies being welded up from steel sections, the protective thermoplastic cover is being heated, ready for fitting onto the carbon fiber passenger cell of the BMW i3.
For many people, sustainability is a very abstract concept, and one that has become worn out and vague through constant use and misuse. For me and my colleagues, though, sustainability has a very concrete meaning.
Because the car body of the BMW i3 is completely clad in thermoplastic, with individual thermoplastic elements that are less than half the weight of steel.
Almost like the skin of the human body, the thermoplastic external skin protects the vehicle from all environmental influences.
Rust-free surface protection, which is also energy-saving and therefore sustainable in the production process. Another advantage is that the thermoplastic is to some degree elastic, so slight contact with another object in a car park no longer results in a permanent dent as it used to, and any damage to the paintwork can be quickly remedied by simply touching up. That's how tangible and practical sustainability can be.
One question we asked ourselves was, which step in the production process of an automobile uses the most energy?
And that is the painting process. What's new with the BMW i3 is that all the outer skin components, such as the bumpers and front, rear and side elements, can be painted as individual components, thus saving resources. In contrast to steel bodies, there is no more need for the whole body to be warmed and dried in several work steps. Moreover, the plant produces no effluent.
We only need a quarter of the energy that normally has to be invested in this process.
One advantage for the customer is that the individual components can be finished in different colors. Therefore, unlike a car body which is painted in one piece, various color combinations are possible.
This project appealed to me right from the start. For an engineer like me, the opportunity to create a thermoplastic external skin for an entire car is nothing short of a dream come true.
So this is the process of building the vehicles from outside and then to inside. We are talking about the same strategy inside of the car. So 80% of the products used on this are from renewable source or from possible to be renewed after the usage of the BMW i3. Several situations have been thought, but the standards of the brand must be keeping very high. So we have several levels of equipment. It is not the meaning of the purpose of this presentation to go through of them, but the meaning here is to explain what kind of products are used on these results and what are the merge of the issues that they are together in the sustainable strategy that the brand allocated to BMW i. So I think it is the last movie, so one more time.
A lot of people tend to equate sustainability with recycling alone, and not with aesthetics. From the very outset, the BMW i team thought about how to bring sustainable premium quality to life for customers inside the automobile. That was the brief for sustainability specialist Simone Lemper-Kindler.
And I always say that I have the best job in the world.
For example, when it comes to choosing renewable raw materials to meet the high standards of a car interior, such as door trim panels and natural fibers, or leather for inside the automobile, processed with natural substances only. tanning agent used is an extract from olive tree leaves. Even the car key is sustainably manufactured. The source material of the new biopolymer key is based on castor oil gained from pressed castor seeds. Whether renewable raw materials or automobile production based on regenerative energy sources, BMW i sustainability encompasses the entire value creation chain.
Even the owner's manual is sustainable.
All the materials are subjected to rigorous screening, of course. And they bear a seal of approval too, such as the veneer made of open-pore eucalyptus wood with the FSC seal for products from ecological forestry.
These materials look wonderful in the car. In this way, sustainability plays a very big role.
Together with her colleagues, Simone Lemper-Kindler ensures that the idea of sustainability takes on concrete shape in all areas of BMW i.
This means that sustainability not only gives me a positive feeling, but also looks great.
So this is the result. We have received several recognitions for several institutes in terms of design, in terms of the materials. This image talked by himself, so it is with a large amount of pleasure that we see that every time in every contest, BMW i, i3, i8, together, the brand is recognized and has occupied a very special place in the design and innovation industry. Also, in terms of sustainability, we are the only only brand that achieved this kind of certification. We are talking about all the life cycle of the vehicle, from the assembly and the construction until the recycle strategy that is in place. So everything was evaluated, and the certification of standard entities is talked by himself. So just to share with you, because it is not an information that is frequently provided. But like I said at the beginning, we are talking about an electric vehicle, and to use in the proper way, with a relaxed way, an electric vehicle in our daily business, some doubts we have. So sometimes we start to, because we are passionate when we see the car, oh, I'm in love, I want this car, but is this compatible with my daily, to go to the work, do some shopping, grab the kids at the school, and so on. So where I will charge, what happens if I be stuck in the traffic jam, what happens if I need to go far away, and several questions raised to our mind. And BMW Group defined a project that is the same size of BMW i vehicles, and it calls 360 electric. This is all the answers that we could identify that are needed for usage of electric vehicle. And this divide in the simple way, we have content to talk about this a full day, for example, but in the very resumed version, we can divide this in 4 major models. Home charging. So together with the vehicles, we have wall box charging for homes that has BMW design, used recycled materials also. They are being installed by certificate companies. BMW divide the world in 4 big platforms, and for example, Portugal is in the platform that use Schneider Electric as partner to assemble this kind of equipment in BMW customers' house. Green energy also. In Portugal, we are partners from EDP on their new program, Energy to Move, where the energy for electric vehicle customers is cheaper and is much more provided for renewable source. The other model is public charging. So we charge the car at home or at office, and then, by the way, we need an infrastructure in place with the public, for the public usage. All the cars are delivered with a charging card from Charge Now in Portugal, together with Mobi-e, and with the cables, necessary cables to connect the cars to the public infrastructure. All the navigation system has all the charging points that exist in the country. This region, Coimbra, has a lot of charging points, and you can identify them as you identify in the regular traditional vehicles gas station. You see charging stations everywhere you go, and in the near future we'll be able to reserve the charging stations for us to use and to plan our day and our trips in a most efficient way. Together with Park Now. One of the problems that customers raise is, okay, so but I don't have a garage. So how can I do it? I cannot leave the car in the streets because I don't have any public infrastructure at my street, so how can we do it? Park Now is a product it's a brand from BMW Group that has a platform with a lot of garage parking stations where you can identify where you can park the car, and if the park has some plugs and has some charging infrastructure for your EV. Park Now can be divided in two ways. Park Now short-term for usage of during the day when I go to the shopping mall or having lunch or dinner outside, or Park Now long-term. So we contract with a garage a monthly or a year fee to leave the car and charge the car in order to use the EV. Of course, must be a garage nearby your place, so this is a big network in every city to leave the car and charge the car and don't have any kind of problems on this. The other model is flexible mobility. This has several services available. Add-on mobility is one of the strongest. That means, for example, in Portugal, every BMW i3 that is bought includes on the price 10 days per year in the first 2 years of a combustion car can be used like a rent-a-car vehicle for your longer trips. So on the daily business, your BMW i3 is enough. The range is most than enough to usage. But time to time, to go on vacations and to spend some holiday season, we book a car and we drove wherever we want. Could be inside of European Union, for example, and then come back and return to my daily business with my i3 without emissions. The other one is Drive Now. Drive Now, I have talked a little bit on this, is a car sharing program from BMW Group. It has in several cities, maybe someday much more near from us, because the situation and the government, the legislation start to be positive for this kind of business. And this is a simple service of using vehicles. So for example, like I share with you, when I go to Munich, I use the Drive Now system. So I pick the car at the airport, I go to the center city, then I go to the hotel, I leave the car, I do the check-in, and when I want to go to BMW headquarters, I go to my app, identify where's another car. Could be a Mini, could be a EV, could be a BMW 1 Series, 3 Series, whatever. And I took the car. It's a very simple, user-friendly usage. So, and then I drove to my destiny. I have specific areas to use and to drive. And then I leave the car and so on and so on. So this is a very simple. I pay a fee and I pay for usage. And I don't have anything to worry about the normal costs that we have on our own vehicles. So it's growing, it's a movement, we are there, and the future, I think, is go through this kind of service, we think. Assistance service. Assistance service is a common service from all manufacturers, but must be a little bit redesigned to be prepared to electric vehicles. This is Connected Drive. Connected Drive has a lot of service. I don't know if all of you are aware, but we have traffic information. We have a system that in case of accident, for example, the car has a SIM card. Every car has a SIM card, and in case of accident, automatically the car will call to emergency number, and if for some reason we are not in place to talk, the car will send a file to authorities telling where the car is, how many people are in the car, and what was the level of impact of the vehicle, to alert the authorities to provide and send some help. We have a concierge service. I'm in Coimbra. I'm not know very well the city, so I call the concierge and I ask for a place to have a dinner or a museum to visit. Where it is, I don't know where it is. So they send me the coordinates of GPS for my navigation system, and then I go to the museum. Or they give me the telephone number of the restaurant that I want to book some meals. So it is a service that allow you to define and project your day, to turn them more efficient, together in the electric vehicle, in order to don't have any kind of range anxiety or problem or stress in order to use the electric vehicle. Maintenance and repair, it is different. We have no engine, we have no oil, so it needs maintenance, but it's different, so it is being thought as well as the same of mobility assistance. What happens if I very happy driving my car and I don't take a look on the dashboard and I have out of battery? I will call the assistance to send a truck to pick me. So these are several situations that we measure and analyze during these years on the projects with Mini-E and Active-E in order to provide all the necessary service, premium service for BMW customers to have peaceful usage of an electric vehicle. For me, right now, that's all. I don't know if anyone have some question. I don't know if we have time for that. Thank you.
You have time for 2 or 3 questions, please. Sisi?
I would like to make some comment and suggestions. First of all, very congratulations, because yesterday I drove your i3 from here to go back to my hotel, and I have my first-hand feeling. And I also have drive Tesla and other models. My first feeling when I come in, I thought really it's very solid, real BMW city car. I also drove your 5 Series and other models, but it's more intelligent, this car. So overall, what I most congratulate you is because BMW is open mind. As I said in my keynote, we must open mind. And I know that some of the OEM are stubborn. It's because auto industry has been more than 100 years. Some of the OEM are stubborn. They do not want to change. They are very stubborn. The car is changing. Today car is not electrical car, not mechanical car. You can see electrical, mechanical, IT. Yeah. Today car, if we want to sustain, we must consider from every element. And you consider from every element degradable, recyclable. So all this means you are open mind. First, congratulations.
Okay.
Second, congratulations, you consider the 3 goodness, as I point out. Good product, good infrastructure, good business model. Today, only good product is not enough. People don't know about electric car. I make a study worldwide. My conclusion, I have talked, my conclusion is in the city, cost is the not most constant. You Tesla's sold in Beijing, many people like Tesla. Tesla is expensive, even more expensive than yours. So in the city, cost is not the most important. The most important is worry. The people may say, worry. Well, if I stuck on the road, what should I do? Okay? And then the second reason is still not confidence. On this new technology, they are not confidence. Therefore, I say we need three goodness. Good product, good infrastructure, good business model, so that people can afford to buy it, have confidence, easy to use, and you provide 360 degrees service to take care all of this. But I suggest you do more public education. Do more public education. Through any means, through TV, through seminars, through workshop, through the conference. Because this i3 is not just a car. Not just a car. What comes in the conventional, not just the conventional concept of car. How you should let people know. You must use every means to educate people that make them confidence to use electric car.
You used to say that we don't sell cars, and BMW we provide electric mobility to the customers.
Yes. So you use this concept. It is not just a car. It is e-mobility. What you provide is mobility. I guarantee your mobility. You can say that I guarantee your mobility. Safe, green, secure. So this is my suggestions. You have to strengthen your education, public education. Second, I suggest you consider to form a strategic partner with the power company, because eventually the energy is from the power company. And how your car will hand in hand with smart grid, win-win situation with power company. Okay, so make it is a real e-mobility integrated with the smart house, integrated with smart transportations, integrated with the smart city. Now in China, there are many places planned for smart city. There are about 40 model smart city. This is good start. Smart city must have a smart house. Smart city must have smart grid, have a smart house, and you must promote IOV, Internet of Vehicles. My second suggestion, you have to have strategic partner with the IT company. You must have strategic partner with the power company. You must have strategic partner with the IT company to combine your You already I here. You already i3. i3 must combine with IT, with the smart city, smart house, smart grid, smart transportation, smart management. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
One more question, very short, please.
Sorry, thank you for your intervention. My name is Cristian Corvino and I work for Automobili Lamborghini. I appreciated your presentation, but I have a question related to the BMW vision about the performance in car, consider the real limitation in components and about the electrification. Let's consider a simple example when the driver performances requires a lot of power and the charge battery is slowed down. So what is the BMW vision? Thank you.
One of our strategies here in the country and all global way is to get near to the public and try to pass the message. And our feeling is mostly related to the people have a lot of myths in his head, so they have wrong information about several situations. But the most common sense, and we see, for example, on some kind of usage, more specific, this is not a racing car. This is for urban usage. So a lot of studies show us that we are used to use our combustion vehicle with full tank and allow us to do more than 500 kilometers with them. And only when the light of the low combustion turns on, then we start to stress. But we have a lot of gas stations everywhere. Of course, electric vehicles have some specific usage. Of course, the meaning of using an electric vehicle, it is not drag racing in terms of the city. And if I understand well, your question is for e-driving mode, so driving the car in the cities with the parameters allowed in the cities, the range is more than enough. For intensive usage of more strong usage of the car, of course I must plan my trip in order to see if I have an infrastructure available or not. The studies, and we have a lot of specialists in this room that could talk about this, is then the studies show us that the EV customers will charge the cars at night at their places, and every day they will have 150 to 100 kilometers available to usage, or they will stop for 10, 20 minutes somewhere during the day to refuel the car, half or 60% or 70%. So in this kind of situation, we are talking about a DC infrastructure needed, because an AC infrastructure will take a bunch of hours. So right now, I have the pleasure to access to different realities. In Portugal, we don't have almost any DC infrastructure. For example, in Germany, I see a lot of DC charging points with several cars waiting for their time to have their 20 minutes pleasure charging system. For example, in Norway, almost every quarter has DC charging systems, and every cars charge at night because their homes are prepared, their places are prepared to have this kind of charging. So it's so common and so frequently the charging systems and the infrastructure available, AC and DC, that the mindset of the people is already in the way that I must charge the car anywhere, and because I have the infrastructure there. Of course, if I do a heavy usage of a vehicle without the infrastructure around, I could have my charging system at home, but will not be enough, because 150 kilometers for normal usage will transform in something like 100 or less with a heavy usage of the car. So electric vehicles are not to track race, but we have already Formula E that is proper built for track and for race. But the meaning of electric vehicles is to have a huge efficiency usage of the vehicle and the costs, with the torque, pleasure that the cars provide, but not for racing. If you want to have a heavy usage of the car and don't care about efficiency driving, I think it is not the meaning of the program to have service to help you to a heavy usage of this kind of vehicles. By the way, the infrastructure is important, and we are talking with electric companies and the operators in Portugal. We are assist to a big change on the laws and the procedure in the country for public infrastructure, and we are hoping that we'll introduce in the next years in a much stronger public infrastructure with a lot of DC points, and with that we can go easily Lisbon, Porto, Coimbra, Algarve, everywhere in the country with the EV without range anxiety, and maybe also driving a little bit more fast. I don't know if I answered to your question, or thank you.
Okay, thank you again, Rui Bica, for your presentation.